So there are these two unsaved Calvinists on YouTube who go by the names of Destroying the Works of the Devil, who should really just change his name to Doing the Works of the Devil, and Truth Speller. Now, these two Calvinists are false brethren crept in unaware, and they go by the term sovereign grace to just deceive people into believing that they don't teach Calvinism. Now, these people, at least from what I've been told, teach 4 points of the tulip, only denying perseverance of the saints. And so because of that, they go around claiming that they're not Calvinists, despite teaching the other 4 points of the tulip. Now, the truth of the matter is, whether they teach perseverance of the saints or not, they are still teaching the God of Calvinism, which is the devil. The title of this video is Free Will Deniers Worship the Devil, and that's because if you deny free will, you make God evil. Now, this is so simple to prove. All you have to do is ask, where does sin come from? And all of these free will denying freaks immediately go and point their finger to their God. So just starting off with that alone, that should tell you that these people don't worship our God, because our God does not tempt people to sin. Our God is not evil like theirs is. But then again, these Calvinist freaks would probably come up with something stupid like, God's not tempting you to sin if he's forcing you to sin, which is just pure stupidity. Now, these people know that the Bible doesn't teach that God is evil. So what they have to do is go to a verse in Isaiah chapter 45, verse 7, to butcher what it means to try and stumble people's faith to get them to believe that God is actually the devil. Isaiah 45:7 reads, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Now, they run to this verse because it says God creates evil. Now, what these two unsaved devils fail to realize, despite it being explained to them, is that evil has two different meanings, two different definitions. The first one is moral evil, as in a wicked sinner, like doing the works of the devil, and destruction, like how God is going to destroy doing the works of the devil. Now, one of the best examples of both of these definitions being used in the Bible is Jonah chapter 3, verse 10. Now, Jonah 3:10 reads, and God saw their works, that they turned from their evil way, and God repented of the evil that he had said that he would do unto them, and he did it not. Now, we can clearly see here that in the first case, it's a moral evil because these people were wicked sinners and God was threatening to destroy them. And in the second case, we can see that God repented of threatening to destroy them. So it's abundantly clear that evil has two definitions and is used in both ways, even in the same verse. Now, going back to Isaiah 45:7, it's abundantly clear that the verse is simply using the second definition here. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. Well, God destroys people and causes calamity, the opposite of peace, yet these unsaved freaks go and change a word in this verse. They go and change the word peace, and they say that peace actually just means the word good. Now, it's abundantly clear that they're not doing this because they can't read, but it's because they're possessed and they are trying to get people to worship the devil like they worship the devil. Now, after this, it should just be abundantly clear that these men are nothing more than false brethren crept in unawares who are trying to pervert you into believing their false god, the devil. Now, it's clear that these men are to just be marked and avoided, and I recommend that if anybody tells you to go watch them, try and explain to them how these men are telling them that God is actually the devil, and if they don't repent, simply mark and avoid them as well. But the last thing that these wicked bastards say is, well, we have to address the problem of where evil came from. Who created evil? Now, this is nothing more than a foolish question meant to stumble people's faith. But the Bible is clear. God has always been righteous, and evil and sin are nothing more than character flaws. They are something you choose to do. If you are not following after God's character, you have chosen to do something evil. You have an evil character. You are a sinner. Now, God didn't create evil. It's simply just that God is righteous, and if you are not being righteous like God is, then you are evil. But it just goes to show that these men do nothing more than constantly ask foolish questions meant to stumble people's faith and to shipwreck their faith, just so they can continue to amass their cultish influence and to get people to believe that God is actually evil. And answering that last question just one more time, where did evil come from? Well, the first instance of evil was actually when your God, the devil, lifted himself up in pride against my God, Jehovah. So you two unsaved Calvinists are going to be meeting your father, the devil, in the lake of fire one day. And now I can only assume that you are looking forward to your little meetup with your God, considering the fact that you are trying to drag as many people down there as you possibly can. So that's all I have. Mark and avoid these wicked, unsaved Calvinists who deceitfully call themselves sovereign gracers. They are on their way to hell and are simply trying to deceive you.